Hello everyone, Scotty here from Blue Coconut Family and welcome back to another Railcraft tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at more slightly advanced routing. In the last video we looked at basic routing on how to switch a track. Today we're going to be looking at branches. Now what do I mean by branch? That means that if you have a routing switch after a routing switch after a routing switch, how do you set up your routing tables and your destinations in order for a train to find its final destination? Yeah. Okay, so quickly, let's do a comment. So this is from our friend Cosmic Tortoise. This reminds me of the Railcraft clocks, which can be set to output redstone signals, good for a multi-train network. So that's very good, Cosmic Tortoise. I'm going to be doing something with that a little bit in the future. I'm playing around on one of my test worlds on how to sort out Railcraft and clocks and stuff. I know you have messaged me on our Facebook page, which I want to thank you for very much. Of course, anybody can message me on the Facebook page, Blue Coconut Family. I do respond to those. It's a good way of getting dialogue and stuff, and give me ideas, and I can give you inspiration and any help you might need. It's slightly faster than YouTube comments. So we're going to be looking at that in the future episodes. So yeah, that's comments for today. So what do I mean by routing? Of course, guys, if you like this video, hit the like button and also the subscribe button. As I said in the last video, we're going to do a big special video for our 2,500 subscribers, so a quarter of 10,000. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Hit the subscribe button if you enjoy it. Sorry, back to routing. Joking, routing. I'm British. So routing, as we went over in the last video, it allows you to enter destinations and such. If you're brand new to routing, go to that video. I'm not going to do a lot of great detail on it. Link appearing about now. So routing with branches, so this allows you to have multiple destinations. Now I'm not saying this is how you should do it. This is how I'm saying, this is what I'm saying is what works well for me. Okay, so let's take this setup here. So the way I've pictured this is your base. Okay, so by base I mean this is kind of your train input to your base. So I've labelled everything. So I've got two branches from the main track. I've got ores and I've got farming. Off the ores I've got gold, iron and coal. Okay, so that means I've got a potential of people to go down ores and they've got gold, iron and coal. So that might be locomotives or trains that contain those ores and stuff back from your mine, and they need to be sorted and stuff. That's what I've got vision in here. I've also got farming. So inside farming I've got several routes. So on the basic level I've got seeds and wheat. Okay, I've also got a second branch of saplings, and then that breaks down into oak, birch, jungle and dark oak. Okay, so at our deepest level we've got 3 routing switches we need to switch, okay, at its deepest level. So for example, if we wanted someone to go to jungle, it would have to go along to farming, switch, go along to saplings, switch, and go along to jungle and switch, and end up in jungle. Now that's pretty complicated, and the routing table is pretty complicated and gets harder and harder the higher we get. If we have a quick look at the jungle one, so here's the routing table. Okay, so inside here we can see that it's just as the same as the last video. Destination equals jungle. Great, that's awesome. Now we go to a higher level. Oh, I think I've closed my thing, so I can't throw that away. That's fine. So if we go to the saplings one, this is slightly more complicated because it needs to include all of these branches. Okay, so it's a hierarchy system, which I'll get to in a second on the way how I sorted this out. So it needs to include oak, birch, jungle and dark oak, but also saplings. Now you don't have to include saplings. I did because it's the branch. So if you literally want a case of, this is a sapling branch, so if you want just the straight on track to be called saplings, then you can leave it as saplings. I've called it dark oak because then it sorts things. I'll show you in a second. So inside here, let's grab this routing table out, right click. So we can see here we've got 4 destinations, like I said: oak, birch, jungle, dark oak. That is valid. Okay, so you can put a destination per row. Okay, That's fine. That's how I've done it. I'm not saying that is the best way of doing it. I'm not saying that is the correct way of doing it. I'm saying this is what works for me. Okay? And it is, and bear in mind this, the higher up the routing switch you get, the more destinations you need to put in, so the more labour you need to put into this, okay? So we're going to put this back into there. Okay, so you can see it's back in there, okay? So that means this will switch for any of those 4. Great, but it will not switch for wheat because that is straight on and the default track. And of course, it doesn't need to worry about seeds because in theory that has already been switched here. Okay, let's come back a level. Farming, okay, so this needs to include all of the below. It not only needs to include seeds, saplings, wheat, potentially saplings, like I said before, you can put it in if you want to, it's optional. But it also needs to include oak, birch, jungle, dark oak, okay? So it does sound like you are doubling up. And of course, if we had another branch, it would have to include even more. So the higher up you get, the more and more you get. I'll show you. So let's grab this routing table out of here. So this includes saplings, like I said, optional. Oak, birch, jungle, dark oak, seeds, wheat, and the farming, because it's a branch. Okay, so you can see this includes more than the one lower. So this means this will trigger on any of these destinations, which is good. It's exactly what we want. So let's put this back into here and continue. So let's test this theory. So in theory, if we put a train here and have it as a destination of, let's say, birch, it will go through all here and will finish at birch. Okay, so it's really quite useful to have this branch system, because this is also very handy to know, because this is something you're going to have in your base. You're not going to just have one branch. Let's be honest, you're not going to have just a branch which goes around your entire track. You're going to have branches or branches, branch, which branch. Okay, so let's place down our perpetual locomotive here, and we're going to set its destination to birch. Bear in mind it is case sensitive. Place this into here, and it's now birch. So let's do a quick quiz. Is it an ore? No. So that means it is not coal, iron, or gold. Good. Is it under the farming routing table? Yes. So it means it will not go to the other thing. That's what I mean. This is the default. So if it does not match anything, it will continue and end up here. So is it under farming? Yes. Is it seeds? No. Is it a sapling? Yes. So it will not go to wheat. Is it oak? No. Is it birch? Yes. So it does not end up in jungle or dark oak. So it should end up here. Okay. So let's test our theorem. Running. So it is not an ore. It is farming. It is not wheat, it is not seeds, it is saplings, and it is birch. Okay? So you can see there, our theorem worked. It has successfully found birch. Okay? So how did I manage to get my head around writing this table and working out what's exactly at the bottom of each of these tables? So to do this, I didn't use Minecraft. Let's jump into another tool, okay? Okay, so welcome back, guys. So this is not Minecraft, this is Microsoft Word. Now, that might sound really strange, but it's actually quite useful. So what am I using here in front of me to make this hierarchy system? This is using SmartArt. So this is under Insert and SmartArt, okay? So this allows me to build a automatic kind of hierarchy system, okay? So when you first use SmartArt, you get this little, it's kind of like a, I don't know the best way to describe it, like a text pane, the best way of describing it. It's a text pane which you can type in, and then depending on how you index them, is how it lays itself out. So we can see here, but if you remember correctly, we had our ore and farming and other line. And we can see that we've got our ore down here, and we've got our farming here, and we've got our other line here. Okay, that's great. Then down our ore line, we've got our gold, iron, and coal. Okay. Now farming, we've got saplings, seed, and wheat. Okay, and we can see that that visually goes there. And down our saplings, we've got our oak, birch, jungle, dark oak. Okay. So now we've set that up to be able to show what our different routers are and such. So routers, our route tracks and stuff. It shows our destinations. Okay, so it's always good to have something like this in the background. So now, how do we start about writing the routing track? Okay, really quite simple. You follow this diagram. So let's say I'm writing this here, this routing table. Now you look to see what's under it first. Anything under it? No. So you do not need to put anything for underneath it. What is it? It's birch. So you write destination birch. Done. Okay. Next one up. Saplings. Is there anything underneath it? Yes. Write out all of those. Oak, birch, jungle, dark oak. Is there anything underneath those? No. You do not need to write any more. Write what it is. Saplings. Okay, next one. Farming. Is there anything underneath it? Yes. Wheat, seeds, saplings. Write them. Anything under those? Yes. Oak, birch, jungle, dark oak. Anything under those? No. Write what it is. And then routing is where it starts, so we can ignore that. That's how you follow it. Okay? So, ore. Is there anything underneath it? Yes. Gold, iron, coal. Write it. Farming. Anything underneath it? Yes. Saplings, oak, birch, jungle, dark oak, seeds, wheat. That simple. If you can do that, you have nailed the branches. Okay, good. So I'm actually going to finish this video in Microsoft Word because you've seen how it works, you've seen it works. I've shown you the tool which pretty much most people have. Microsoft Word. This is 2016, but it has been introduced, I think, since 2007. So unless you are using an unsupported 2003 version, yeah, you're going to have smart art in Microsoft Word. So yeah, that's pretty much my video. If that's been very useful for you, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to learn for more videos which I'm doing. Once again, guys, I've got a quick plug. Do have my Patreon. If you can donate anything to there, it'll be very much useful, and I'll love you eternally. We are saving up for a beer. Good. So that's been it from Scully, from myself, Scully, and the rest of the Blue Coconut family. I wish you a very good day, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.